Welcome. The purpose of this online video is to provide you with accurate and updated information regarding the Chester County Department of Community Development Community Revitalization Program, or CRP, application. This webinar will only cover the actual application for CRP funding. In order to access information regarding CRP eligibility and Urban Center Revitalization Plan updates, including the Urban Center Improvement Inventory, please visit the Chester County Department of Community Development website and click on the Community Development tab on the left-hand side of the screen. On this slide, we have provided a series of acronyms that will be referenced throughout this presentation. Additionally, any links that are referenced within this application are located here, as well as in the application guidance found on the DCD Apply for Grants page and available via the electronic application. The request for proposals will be available on the DCD website by selecting the Funding Opportunities tab's Apply for Grants option. The online application can be viewed in most internet browsers. Should you experience technical difficulties or login issues, please contact DCD. The first screen that you will see after logging into the application is an eligibility quiz. In order to move forward with the application, you must first determine your eligibility. Should you find that you are not eligible, you will be taken to a screen with contact information to discuss why this happened. Upon confirmation of eligibility, the next screen you will be taken to is the Organization Information screen. Please fill in the up-to-date mailing address for your urban center. Please note, this is the address that will be used should you be awarded funding for all correspondence, including the contract, and will also be the address DCD will use to mail checks should the activity be awarded. Contact information needed for this application includes the Urban Center Manager and the activity's primary day-to-day point of contact. Often this contact would be the Urban Center's engineer or Public Works Director. Please indicate that person's name, email, and phone number and organization affiliation within this section. The Proposal Information section purpose is to provide an at-a-glance request amount, project description, location, and title for the activity, as you will note with the small word count. You will have the opportunity to describe the physical activity in greater detail within the next sections. If you are submitting more than one CRP application, please make sure to note the ranking of each proposal. Within the Statement of Needs section, DCD is looking for an accurate, detailed description of the activity. Note that the description should include the exact address, who owns the parcel, relevant construction details and outcomes, how the borough will manage the activity post-construction, and where the need for the activity is derived. For example, if the application is for stormwater and drainage improvements, the Urban Center could include the size of the area and number of residents that improvements will service, and how this will tie into the Urban Center's stormwater management plan. The next section on this screen is your opportunity to let DCD know how the activity being applied for will help your community. Please note that you are asked to include information regarding population size, household data, poverty rates, and any other pertinent community data you feel will enhance your application. For the first question on the organizational capacity screen, please refer to the example provided in relation to staff and prior experience with the type of activity you are applying for. For the second question, please inform on what type of audit your urban center performs. Additionally, in that question, please provide what accountability procedures are in place, assess the urban center's financial stability, and explain the financial oversight of your organization, including how you process invoice payments. For question 3, list all of the current and ongoing construction activities within your urban center, including both county and non-county funded construction projects. Finally, indicate whether your municipality operates on a fiscal year or a calendar year. The Program Design section of the application collects detailed information about the proposed activity. This screen begins by identifying the source of municipal match, anticipated construction dates, and environmental conditions of the project location. The thresholds indicating how much match your municipality is required to provide are located in the application guidelines. Please reference both DCD's Consolidated Plan and Chester County's Landscapes 3 for this section and include how the activity being applied for aligns with each plan. Links to these publications can be found within the application guidelines or by clicking Application Information in the top right corner of the screen. As described in the criteria for applying to the CRP grant, activities must be entered into the Urban Center Improvement Inventory, or UCII. For this section, DCD asks the applicant to copy and paste the activity's description from its UCII and identify the UCII number associated with this application. Since the Urban Center Revitalization Plan, or UCRP, is referenced within the UCII submission, you may copy and paste the relevant information from the UCII into this section of the application. Because the UCII is derived from what your urban center identified as a need, we would like to make sure that this activity is connected to the overall UCRP. If the activity being applied for does not have a UCII created, please call the redevelopment coordinator listed at the last slide. The performance management page requires applicants to define how the success of the project will be measured. Further, DCD's strategic business plan outlines goals related to the urban center taxable assessments. In this section, please identify how the activity will increase the municipality's taxable assessment. The link to the strategic business plan can be found within the application guidelines. Additionally, identify the number of persons served within the demographics listed on the application screen. Low and moderate income information is found on the DCD website, and a link is provided within the application guidelines. Information about the cost per person or household served and communication of success must also be included in this section. This page of the application includes the electronic signature disclosure statement. In order for your application to be submitted, this statement must be reviewed and accepted. DCD asks that you note that there are both required and optional attachments listed within this section of the application. Applications will not be considered complete if missing any of the required attachments. Please note that in addition to an annual budget, a separate project-specific budget and timeline must also be submitted. Public notification must be completed via adoption of a municipal resolution. Optional attachments are strongly encouraged to be included, as the more detail provided demonstrates a more comprehensive and shovel-ready activity. Thank you for listening to this video. Should you have any programmatic or technical questions, please contact the appropriate staff listed on this slide. DCD looks forward to reviewing your applications.